Ever wondered how Vluarr builds his tracks? Today I'm gonna break it down and show you how to create something in that style. So let's get started. The first thing is to set the BPM to 128. Right now let's create some chords for the intro, and I'm gonna use Audimee. It has this piano preset which I really like. We can start building the chords by adding the bass notes first, and then we can already create the rhythm. Now we have the bass, we can build our chords. Let's copy and move one octave up. Now we have the chords, we can stack the layer. Then we have a kalimba. Then we have a serum layer. During the track we can automate the cutoff. Then we have serum again, but this time for bass. Then we have another serum, which is just an ambient sound. Pretty basic. Now guys, we need some vocals. So I found this vocal that I think works well with the instrumental.
Cause I got demons in my brain, they're driving me insane. Does anybody know how to get rid of all the...
This vocal is from Splice, by the way. To make it sound more unique, we can use some tools and tricks. I'm on the Audimee website because they have some really cool tools for customizing vocals. For example, if we go to the mixed voice section, we can combine two different singers into one and turn it into something completely unique.
Hey. Run, baby, go from, but it's bringing me down. Feel my heart.
Now let's pick another one.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need.
Just click on create and you have a unique voice ready to go. Now just drag the dry vocal here, choose the key and hit convert.
Cause I got demons in my brain, they're driving me insane.
Audimee has also a feature that allows us to create harmonies, and there are a ton of presets to choose from. Let's pick a random preset.
Cause I got demons in my brain, they're driving me insane. Does anybody know how to...
Now we can download the vocals. Make sure to check out the Audimee website, it's the first link in the description. After balancing the vocals, this is how it sounds.
Cause I got demons in my brain, they're driving me insane. Does anybody know how to get rid of all the pain? I want out of this cage, among all of these chains. Get out of the dark, stop breathing.
In this part right here, we're gonna work on our build-up. So I added a couple of elements like ambience and effects. We also have drums. So in the build-up, I'm gonna add a new synth. Here we have the chords used in the intro, but we need to switch things up a bit, maybe change the progression. Let's also add the Riz bass. Alright guys, now we have our build up done, we can move to the drop. Now let's add the drums, starting with a tight kick. Then adding some claps, hats, a top loop, and a few perks to bring it to life. By the way, all the samples are included in my RAPTURE pack. Next element of the track is the step, which is a combination of some synth shots. This is a vocal shot and a white noise. To make everything glue together, I just added some distortion and EQ, sidechain as well. Now for the lead, I layered a bunch of sounds together. This is how it sounds. This is the first layer. Really has that click. This next layer is pretty much some noise. I just loaded the pink noise, then I linked the LFO to the level and just increase the rate. This adds to the lead that really gritty texture. We have more layers. Then if you really want to sound like Vluarr, you should add some plugs. Plugs add the sharp effect to the lead. For the lead processing, I separated the layers into a few different mixer channels and routed everything to a lead bus. On this bus, I added a bunch of plugins to make the sound bigger. First, I used OTT to glue the layers together. Then I added the captator for some distortion, more distortion, compression, an EQ just to cut out the lows, Vluarr for the reverb, automating the mix. Here's the automation to fill up the empty space in the mix. Getting the right amount of reverb is trickier than it looks. I usually spend some time tweaking to make it really work. Next, we have Ozone Imager for stereo control, Fruity Filter and Balance for automation, and another reverb just for the build-up. We've got saturation, EQ, OTT, a heavy distortion, and a few extra plugins just to clean up the lead a bit. And finally, sidechain. I'm pretty sure Vluarr uses LFO2 for this because his leads have the really short, snappy sidechain shape. This is the second lead. For processing, I'm using RC20 to get the pitch vibrato effect. Then I just added some compression, EQ and sidechain. Next element of the track is the sub bass. Then we have the mid bass. For the mid bass, I removed the sub to avoid clashing. Then we have OTT, the captator, EQ, sidechain, and compression. The next bass is just a distorted saw wave with white noise. There's also a third bass pattern. It's very subtle in the mix. You can barely hear it, but it's there. Lastly, we've got the chords, 3 layers stacked together. I processed these chords with a bit of sound godizer, used transpire to make the attack hit harder, cleaned it up with some EQ, and added kickstart for sidechain. Alright guys, I think that's everything. We've gone through all the elements of the track. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Now, let's check out the final result.
'Cause I got demons in my brain that drive me insane.